Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and an AstroVed astrologer. And I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has said the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with each of them. In doing the puja, we are connecting with these light beings and we are inviting their positive blessings to flow into us and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the chart. I have drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table here. Also, for doing the puja, I have a little container of water, a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bell, a raisin, and a bowl of fresh flower petals. I start with sprinkling a few drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard to symbolically purify the space for the puja. I sprinkle a few drops of water on top of my own head, and I send a few drops of water out into space symbolically towards all of you, so that whether you're watching this live or later on a replay, everyone is purified going into the puja. We start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and I ask him to remove all obstacles in the lives of the participants, in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of our lives. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of us, now and always, and I thank him for his help with this. Now, we do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Gnanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we turn our attention to the time elements, or the time Shaktis, active in my local area. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Wednesday, ruled by Mercury. I put flower petals on Mercury on the blackboard chart. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Magha, a star that can give blessings for high self-esteem. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. In my area right now, it is the 14th waning moon, called Chaturdasi in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Next, we honor the planet ruling the hour. In my local area, this is the moon. I put more flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Next, we acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Siddha, which has energies that are accomplished. Siddha, Siddha, Siddha. And the karana that's active right now is one called Sakuna, which has energies that can be devious. Sakuna, Sakuna, Sakuna. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. We start by looking at the sign that is the ascendant, represented here with the letters AC. This is the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my local area. Right now, this is Kanya or Virgo. Dr. Pillai said we start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to his importance at the moment. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, who is retrograde at the moment. I put flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Now, starting in the ascendant sign of Virgo, we're going to go around the chart and stop in each sign that has 1 or more planets in it. Today in Virgo is Mars. We start with honoring Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand in blessing. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by Savitur, a form of the sun that helps us to use divine words of mantras to create positive change. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most analytical and detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Mars, planet of courage and willpower, planet that helps us to take practical action to solve problems that can be solved. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. I put flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Chitra, a star that can give blessings for creativity and craftsmanship. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Tvashtar, archetype who is a divine master craftsman. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that can give blessings for balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto, who is retrograde and extra powerful. I put flower petals on Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas. The 10 Visvadevas are archetypes who fight only the big battles of the universe. They get involved only for really big causes, and it is said it is their teamwork that brings the victory. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them. I put flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn, who is retrograde and extra powerful. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabhisha, a star that can give blessings for healing and for interest in esoteric subjects. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Satyabhisha star is ruled by Varuna, archetype associated with the rain and the oceans. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Satyabhisha star is ruled by Rahu. I put flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, planet of patience and compassion, planet of structure and good work ethic, planet of perseverance. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde and extra powerful. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings to help us towards enlightenment, charity, purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put more flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can help with our intuition and also help us in understanding our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Jupiter, who is retrograde, extra powerful, and Uranus, who is also retrograde, extra powerful. All three of them are in different stars, so we honor each of them separately. I start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Rahu is in a star called Ashwini, a star that can give blessings for speed and for healing. Om Ashwinihe Namaha. Om Ashwinihe Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumars, horse-headed twins who have tremendous healing abilities. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Aries. I put flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or energy or power. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. We ask him to help us to be just and merciful towards others and for there to be justice in our world. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. He is retrograde, extra powerful. I put flower petals on Uranus. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Uranus is in a star called Kritika, a star that can give blessings for truth. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by Agni, archetype associated with the fire element. I put flower petals on Uranus. Om Agnihe Namaha. Om Agnihe Namaha. Om Agnihe Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by the sun. I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to make friends with new technologies, and Jupiter, a planet that helps with everything related to spirituality, and Uranus, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can help give us creative abilities, higher intelligence, success in life, and help us with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Karkataka or Cancer, which today contains Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Aslesha, a star that gives blessings for mystical power. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Aslesha star is ruled by the Nagas, ancient light beings who know secrets about cycles of time and have great wisdom. We ask for their blessings. Om Nagasye Namaha. Om Nagasye Namaha. Om Nagasye Namaha. Aslesha star is ruled by Mercury. I put flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is the moon. I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on the zodiac sign of Cancer, the most emotionally sensitive of all the zodiac signs, today containing Venus, planet of love and beauty and joy, planet that gives blessings for enjoyment of material comforts and also the arts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The last Rasi or sign, as we're going around the chart today, that has planets in it, is Simha or Leo, which today contains the moon and Mercury, who's retrograde, extra powerful, and the sun. I start with honoring the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Magha, a star that can give blessings for royalty consciousness and high self-esteem. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Om Maghaye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by the Petris, ancestors who have moved on into higher planes of light and can give us their blessings. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by Ketu. I put flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we're going to honor Mercury and the sun, who are both in the same star. So we'll honor both of them before we honor the star. Again, Mercury is retrograde, extra powerful. I start with him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Next, we honor the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Both Mercury and the sun are in a star called Purva Phalguni, a star that gives blessings for relationship and also for rest and relaxation. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Palgunaye Namaha. Purva Palguni star is ruled by Bhagya, an archetype who can give blessings for good fortune. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Purva Palguni star is ruled by Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a zodiac sign that can give blessings for leadership and power. Today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and Mercury, planet of communication and business, planet that helps with our sense of humor, and the sun, which is our soul, a planet that helps us towards enlightenment, higher intelligence, a planet that is so important for our health and our self-esteem. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it in the air above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals. And in the air, I circle the tea light around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a lit incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And I circle this around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Next, I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a raisin, a small fruit representing the earth element, and I circle this around the chart in the air 3 times in a clockwise direction. And later in the day, I will eat that raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Right now, I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking each one of them to send their positive blessings into the lives of each one of us, and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the soul, peace to the mind, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Yesterday, someone asked a question if communion could be considered a karma removing ritual. And while I do think there is a purifying aspect to taking communion, I wouldn't necessarily focus on it as a karma removal ritual, because we do not normally eat anything that comes from a karma removal practice. For example, if we smash coconuts, we don't normally eat those coconuts afterwards. Or if we're cutting lemons or limes, we're not, juicing them afterwards for their juice. So while I do feel that communion has a purifying aspect to it for sure, I wouldn't think of it as something that's drawing out negative karma and absorbing that, because you wouldn't swallow something. With communion, we're normally swallowing the wine or the grape juice or whatever, and eating the cracker or the bread. So I wouldn't think of it that way. That's my best understanding of communion, that we're taking in, with the Christian communion, we're taking in the body and blood of Jesus. And I think of it, kind of like getting a blood transfusion of, the blood of Jesus. As otherwise, as a kid, I used to think it was too much like being a vampire. So I had to come up with a different way to think about it. So more like a blood transfusion, or, the body of Jesus, his physical molecules coming into my molecules or into my DNA. So thinking of it as a rejuvenation, a refreshing, a healing, more than as karma removal. We were talking about karma removal yesterday because it was 13th moon, pradosham, and I was suggesting people do karma removal practices in that hour and a half before sunset time, as that's an especially auspicious time to do karma removal. You can do karma removal practices anytime, but there are certain windows of time where certain practices are more powerful, sort of like what triple word score in Scrabble or something. I mean, you can put the letter on any square, but certain squares you get more points. So certain things will have more potency during certain windows of time. Not all windows of time are open at every moment. So we want to try to surf the windows to the best of our ability to maximize our efforts whenever we can. However, it's never wrong to do a karma removal practice at any time. So they will always be helpful in that way. So I hope that, I think it was Katie that answered that question after I had already signed off and I just saw it come through too late. So checking the chat to see if there's any questions for today. 14th waning moon is a good time to connect both with Shiva, with Om Namah Shivaya, and also a good time for working with Ganesha for purification, smashing coconuts, that type of thing. So it also has that impact. And then, of course, tomorrow will be the new moon, which is a good time to be focusing on Shiva and on enlightenment. The dark moon is really good for asking for the things that we want spiritually. All right, that's my blah, blah for you for today. I'll go ahead and close out. Again, thank you to everyone who clicks on the like button and who subscribes to the channel, as it does help the channel to grow. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.